How can I clear my name if the DCPP allegations against me are false?
In circumstances where allegations of child abuse and neglect made against you are false, I'm often presented with the question of how do I clear my name? And the question is posed kind of generically, but usually a person is talking about how do I have the court make a finding that I did nothing wrong? That, of course, happens by virtue of having a successful trial where you're going to present evidence and the state's going to present evidence, and the court at the end is going to make a finding that either the agency didn't prove its allegations or sometimes that the allegations against you were clearly false. That's usually a factual dispute where perhaps the person who alleged child abuse and neglect says something happened and you're able to demonstrate that it did not, or they're not able to demonstrate that it did. Now, there are other times where someone will say, I want to clear my name, and what they're really talking about is that they want their name removed from the Child Abuse Central Registry. That is a confidential list of names that are maintained by the agency, and it can only be released to certain parties in certain instances. No one can Google your name and find out whether or not you are on the Child Welfare Registry. So, in terms of clearing your name, more often than not, there's not a big consequence to you if all that happened is your name being listed on the Child Abuse Registry. And I say all that happened somewhat lightly. I don't take it lightly that someone has a finding of child abuse and neglect against them because that's an onerous finding, and no one wants to have that if you did nothing wrong. But the way that you would ultimately have your name removed from the registry is once you get that letter from the agency telling you the outcome of their investigation, you must appeal within 20 days of the letter, of your receipt of the letter. And from there, you have a right to go before an administrative law judge, and that judge will make a determination as to whether or not the agency was able to prove its allegations. If in fact the agency cannot prove its allegations, then the ALJ, administrative law judge, will make a finding that child abuse and neglect did not occur. And if it determines that it is unfounded, in that instance, you can ask that your name be removed from the Child Abuse Central Registry.